Well, lunch session and
Session in what was a pretty intense first session.
absolutely,
Day two of the
absolutely.
quarterfinals. So India have added, if you have to look at the scoring rate, they have added 74 runs for the loss of 2 wickets.
It's not too bad, all things said and done.
Okay, not too bad in a way, and I think I've got some technical.
So, well, while Sid sorts it out, we'll quickly just go over how does the session played out. Remember, India resumed the day at 77 for 1. And thereafter, we have seen the loss of 2 wickets.
They have lost
and
two
they've lost 2
wickets.
wickets. I think Pujara's wicket being the harsher of the two.
Yeah, I
in the sense
mean,
that'll be the bigger body blow for India.
He lost a great opportunity
Absolutely.
because top edging a sweep, especially when you know that it's got kind of uneven bounce. So Todd Murphy with all the 3 wickets, but
so far, yes.
but Rohit Gurunath Sharma on his home turf. Really onto a cusp of something very special.
Yeah,
15 runs away from what would be a brilliant century though. And he's on 85 at this point in time, 74 runs, 2 wickets, 28, just about 2.5.
I want to know from you, Siddharth,
Yes.
how much lead were you saying 300 run?
350.
150, 200.
No, I want to know,
Yes.
maybe you were right at the time,
Yeah.
that when India were doing very well,
Yes.
with only 1 wicket down, you thought 300 run lead, right? Now, with 3 down, what is it that India would be happy with?
Okay, 100? A 100 run lead?
Would they be happy with 100?
150.
Which
Because
I had
150
said.
means Australia will struggle to even overcome that. If they do, won't be a very big total to
Very
chase
big
down in the
total.
second innings.
You got your 2 best players at this point in time.
No, see, I mean, India would be happy getting 200, 300,
Yeah,
whatever,
of course,
right?
of course.
But realistically, what you're thinking India is going to get now?
Still, if Kohli and Rohit played the first
If
over,
no if and but.
no if and
What
but
do you
only
think?
Jet.
No if, no but, and only Jet.
Only Jet.
200.
200 run
I
lead
will
coming
still
up.
maintain
Incoming and loading.
incoming and loading.
No, 150. I think 150 is what you should be happy with. Again, it's a tricky pitch. Not that easy a place to be, batting right now.
So what happened today, and a lot of people will say that the pitch, so just to assess the pitch, yesterday as we had said that probably the demons were in Australian players' minds, not so much in the pitch. Because they had psyched themselves so much about the pitch, this is going to happen. I think a lot of their wickets were because they psyched themselves up. So they got out for 177. India, on the other hand, today benefited because you remember they've got the benefit, 2 benefits that India have. Now, in hindsight, losing that toss hasn't turned out to be too bad. One, that initial moisture of the pitch is gone. So any sort of assistant or that, quick turn that you were getting, that Indian spinners, that's gone. Secondly, India got the roller. So you could clearly see that first hour, the pitch was pretty flat. As soon as that roller effect went, that's when you've lost 3 wickets, right?
Correct.
So I think that is what really changed. You lost Ashwin, you lost Pujara.
Yes.
Right, so I mean 2 wickets on the
You
day.
lost, yeah.
2 wickets on the 3 in total. So I think because that moisture has gone away, so it's slightly better to bat on. And secondly, the roller effect helped you that first. Now I think the tough thing starts. But looking at the way Rohit is batting and looking at the way that Virat is looking,
Yes.
I'm also tempted to go anywhere between 150 200. I think on other occasions I wouldn't have been that bullish and I wouldn't have gone for like such a big lead. But I think with the way that these two are looking, and they get one good partnership, so no if and but, Jut. But I'm saying that they are going to get a good partnership, which means
going, yes.
you're looking at 150 200, something like that, a lead. If that happens, then I think it's Tata bye-bye.
Game over for Australia.
But
Because
India may not bat again then.
that's the main
Quite possible,
ploy.
yes.
That's the main ploy. Bat once, bat big from India. And looking at the way, see, Australia, they kind of redeemed themselves because looking at Scott Boland. He was the difference maker today more than Todd Murphy because what I had said, pressure at one end, the other bowler will get the benefit.
And
Bowler
that's what Boland did. He generated
did,
so much. I think he bowled 9 overs and had 4 maidens.
5 maidens and I
Yeah.
think just had about 8 runs scored. That's
Exactly.
it.
That's a lot of control. He's
And-
going at an economy of under 1 right
And
now.
bowling at 135, Carey was standing up to him.
Yes.
Correct?
So no
Incredible
initiative could be
keeping.
taken. Yes.
Incredible keeping, by the way.
Yep.
In fact, when I was watching Carey stand there, it was like, that's some next level skill, yeah.
Yeah.
At 130, 35, I know there are a lot of times that Indian keepers have also done. For Bhuvi, they come time, but Bhuvi tends to reduce his pace also at the time. But also, because Boland was getting the ball to seam, there was this one that came in for Rohit.
Rohit,
It was a
yes.
close call. They didn't go for it.
I know.
And Rohit is always troubled by that one
Incoming,
ball slightly
always.
inside.
Yes. Luckily he got that.
I thought they should have gone for it. I think the only thing that the reason they didn't go for, I think probably the impact was slight outside the off stump.
Yes.
And Carey's been outstanding behind the stumps
Yeah.
Yep.
in terms of
Brilliant.
By the way, Carey, not just that keeping, even that DRS call.
DRS
It was all his doing.
all him.
He was so excited, saw it, ran from there to the captain and the bowler.
Yep.
He said no. Yeah, because otherwise you're thinking off spinning ball, it's hitting on leg, there's every chance it's moving to the side. And he was like, no, you have to take that review.
Yeah, and it's out.
Yes.
Brilliant.
But
Alex Carey.
there was one misjudgment, unfortunately, in the case of Rohit.
Yeah, I think that
Of
was a bit
Murphy.
of but he advanced forward so much. I didn't understand the
No,
point of,
because they were appealing for 2 things. One, a catch. The
right,
LBW
right.
was not out of the equation because it was anyway, the impact itself looked outside his leg.
Exactly.
But the catch, because Smith had claimed the catch, edge very close. So yeah, unfortunate even in that sense. And of course, Virat and Rohit also almost shot themselves in the foot.
yeah.
Run out.
By the way, they have a history.
Yes.
So
Bangalore 2013, Rohit's first double 100, result Virat's run out.
yeah, and both of them were slightly at fault. I mean, it didn't turn out to be any wicket. Virat for taking that initial movement
Yes.
and a delayed no, and Rohit also for backing up so far ahead. So
Absolutely.
both were at fault, but Rohit Sharma, anyone who makes or pokes fun at his fitness, did you see the dive?
Yes.
he darted back like a hare.
Darted back like a hare, and then the dive
Yeah, it was.
was
And
like
that too,
flying.
he's
Amazing.
looking unflustered.
Amazing. Can I tell you, it's like looking, and it's a very cliche thing, and we say it very often, but it does seem like he's batting on a different pitch.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That Ahmedabad test
comfortable.
match
Yes.
against England, when everybody was not even getting to double digits, he scored a 50.
You know why I think the secret of his success is he's so assured with his feet movement. He knows exactly what he wants to do. What the trouble is, when you're trying to negate the spin by going down and you're tentative, you don't know whether it'll turn the other way. He has no issues. He's not double thinking, he's not double guessing the bowler. He's just seeing the ball, reacting to it, seeing it early. Of course, he picks up lengths very early. That's his strength, which is why he's such a good puller of the shot.
Yeah.
Picks it up so quickly for the spinner. In fact, sometimes he's down like 2 steps,
Yes.
not even one, twice, and does it. So I mean, Rohit Sharma, hats off, yeah.
He's got that Inzamam-like thing, he's got lot of time to play that
Correct,
shot.
correct.
Any kind of shot, any pitch also. That's why he takes the pitch out of the equation.
Virat said that in one of the interviews I saw. Somebody said that Rohit has that extra second. So Virat like, no, he has the extra 1.5 seconds.
Yes. Effortless. I mean, if there is one lesson in batting that I want to take from Rohit Sharma is how to play the cross-batted shots.
Yeah, because he doesn't make it seem like a mistake ever.
Yeah. Okay, he may get out once or twice in the fine leg thing. Remember in the test matches, if you bowl short to him, he will be caught at fine leg. But he still goes for it. And that's that's the one.
That's the
Look at the dive. Brilliant
Amazing, Rohit. He's looking back. By the way, just for those of you who are just joining us, plenty of talk about the pitch. So just to reiterate what we've been saying, I think the pitch will still turn a lot going forward. Maybe from tea time today only you will see it do a lot. Australia also realized that. India in that sense have in hindsight lucky to lose the toss. Why I say lucky is because I think batting first was still the right decision, just that Australia couldn't make use of that condition. They had these demons in their minds that spinning. If they had batted longer, which they should have, then India would have found themselves in trouble, because then you wouldn't have come out to bat so early.
Correct.
Maybe a little later when the juice would have gone. So now what advantage India got? One, that moisture from the pitch is gone. So great batting conditions. Secondly, first half, because of the roller, you got a good time. So you've set that base. Ashwin, Tata, alongside Rohit Sharma. And Rohit though is looking so good that even if the pitch deteriorates, I don't think you can.
They were all thinking Ashwin would fall over. Nah, he's a very, very good batter.
No one expected him to fall over.
I was a bit surprised though with their round the stump line.
Yeah.
That both Todd Murphy and Nathan Lyon continued. I was wondering why would you do that? I mean, as a batsman, see, over the stump line, maybe, I mean, I'm just trying to think from their point of view. See, if you try the over the stump line and you don't get dividends, then I understand that you want to move on to that as a second.
Setting.
But they went, that was their plan A.
Yeah.
Which is what is surprising. Unless the only thing I can think of is that when you bowl over the wicket, while I think it's a more attacking line and more chances of you getting the wicket, especially right-handers, the only downside of that is that you are also exposed to a bit of run. So if you bowl short, you get pulled, that offside opens up and you get a few drives. Unless they had in mind two things, and that unless to choke runs, that was their priority, that it's okay, instead of us getting them out with a guile or some amazing delivery which an over the stump line would allow, let's just go round the stump, which is slightly negative, and then wait for them to make a mistake because they won't get runs.
Yes.
And because everyone knew that the right way to play, and Rohit showed that is the aggressive intent. So they're going to be aggressive anyway. By the way, Pujara out of all the people was aggressive. So clearly that was in their mind. So I think they thought that, let's go around the wicket. They'll be aggressive. They'll make a mistake. And that one ball with their name written on them, we'll get it. And maybe the other thing is sometime the only other thing that helps round is that you get that edge to the slip.
Yes.
So just two things, but I don't know. I would have still, see again, Aussies are always known to be this aggressive team, that no matter what the situation, they'll go with the aggressive option rather than the defensive option. But they went for the defensive option and didn't change it. That first start didn't get any wickets. Continued with that. So I was a bit surprised, but now they'll be happy.
This aggressive instinct doesn't work in India. That's the problem for Australia.
No, but maybe.
And look, when they were bowling over the wicket, Kohli and Rohit easily milked them to the leg side.
Correct.
Easily. And if you looked at it, most of the opportunities were created with the round the wicket angle, because that's why they had short mid wicket in place.
You tell me, when I agree with all that. That's what I said. The thing with over the wicket is you may leak runs. But the thing is, if you remember Kohli, if he's gotten out, he's gotten out to spin when he's been beaten by the spin.
Yes.
So either it's been a ball that's been the arm ball, so he's played for the turn, tried to flick it and got it, or there's been the classical off spin where he's even got that gap between bat and pad and you've gone through it.
Yes.
So my point is Nathan Lyon, and okay, if you Todd Murphy debutant, I agree, but if I'm the captain, I've got Nathan Lyon with me. I am going with that. I am going with the first option, and the first option is, dude, bowl conventional, do it, get his wicket. So I'm a bit surprised that they did.
Yep. So that's the problem. I think Australia caught in a catch-22 here.
They'd be happy now, won't they be?
I don't think so.
No, I'm saying as opposed to how the day started. But now when they're having lunch, it'll be slightly more appetizing.
And definitely, at least they would also be knowing that the roller effect is gone. So maybe in the second session, the pitch will actually, offer them a little bit more assistance, make it harder on the Indian batsmen to actually, play their strokes. We don't know. We did see that the wickets started to kind of fall after the first hour out of play. So
I think they'll have a little bit more appetite to be eating their lunch, and
they'll be able to palate
dessert might taste a little bit more sweeter.
Yes.
Then had India not lost those two wickets,
I know. Then they would have been
nobody would have touched the lunch plate.
Yeah.
Or you would have, I don't know.
No, then they'd probably be smuggling sandwiches in their pockets.
I really don't know. I mean, how does a team, we've not gotten all those axes, like when a team is really down, what is the chat when they have lunch?
So I told you that excerpt from the Sridhar's book.
Yes.
That about the Joburg test, where India won that test, but that there's that period when South Africa are chasing and they're going well and the partnership is building, and Mohammad Shami is very looking innocuous, no energy, nothing, is bowling, and so for lunch he comes and packs his plate with mutton curry and rice. Mutton curry rice, and then he was eating, and Ravi Shastri saw him and was livid and said, "Ye sari bhook yahi mita dega, kuch wahan ke liye bhi rakhega." Get some. So Shami being Shami, he didn't take it amiss. Say some people can be touchy, like mere khana I'm eating, yaar, you said this. Shami is like, घबराओ मत, यहाँ भी खाऊंगा, वहाँ भी खाऊंगा. And so he fired him up, got him a bit angry, and then he.
Yeah, got a 5-wicket.
So different players do different. Some get upset, like apparently, famously in that just dressing room tales. Tunbridge Wells when Kapil
1983.
83. So and those days there were 35 over ke baad there used to be a break. So the first break was after 35 overs, 60 over game.
Yes. Oh, 35 over break.
Yeah, so the lunch was actually after 35. There used to be a tea also. So 35 over lunch. Then end of inning is the changeover. And then after their 35th over of the other inning, tea.
My God.
Oh, okay.
And then
that's a very, I never heard of those.
So 60 over those days. So 35 was the break.
Okay.
So apparently when Kapil went at that time, he was livid, right, with how the team had, and he had just started to build his innings. I mean, the charge came much later.
Yes.
So everyone had hid and nobody was eating and things like that, because.
What they showed in the film, was it true that he was in the shower?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, of course, they may have exaggerated it a bit. But he was in the shower because, I mean, a lot of players go in for a shower thinking, he must have thought कि नहीं जल्दी थोड़ी आ जाएगी बाकी.
70 for 5.
I know. Changed the entire fortune of the team in that sense.
So just to give an insight of what players do in dressing room in different situations.
Wow.
And also I think it's player to player. Some may enjoy it, some not. By the way, because Sumit Mukherjee is also talking about it, Pujara's wicket, let's talk about, firstly, Pujara's approach, he had made up his mind that he's going to be aggressive.
Yeah.
And it was a very different Pujara. He got some 6 runs on the first 3 balls or something.
5 balls, yeah, he did.
And I was like, oh, okay. And after that also he was aggressive. He was dancing down the wicket if you saw, trying to play. So the intent was there, and I think that intent, had he been the Pujara that we know, he wouldn't have gone for that.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Wouldn't have gone.
Because I don't remember the last time I saw him go for a sweep shot that early in his innings.
Yeah. And they placed a fielder there.
Yeah, they knew.
Scott
with a short fine leg just for him.
Yes. And he fell for the trap.
Yeah.
So uncharacteristic Cheteshwar Pujara.
Yeah, I agree. So uncharacteristic.
Yeah, so that is why it's, approach, I think Pujara had to play a bit old school in this kind of wicket. It demanded old school from him.
But
because why would you want to change your character knowing that you got batting? You got the depth.
Correct.
And what has been Pujara's main strength? Grinding the Australian bowlers down. He should have done that. Not given Murphy that extra edge that, okay, now I've gotten 3 wickets. A lot of people are commenting now, can he now do the perfect thing like Ajaz Patel? Only he can take the wickets.
Jim Laker was an off spinner.
Yeah, he was. Jim Laker, 19 wickets. That pitch was even more treacherous than Nagpur. That's what the Australians had claimed. But still, the pitch controversy and all the scandals, it's just a storm in a teacup.
Even the Jadeja controversy has kind of died down.
It had to. There was nothing there.
Yeah.
Because the ICC have not charged.
Yeah. No, also, to be fair, the Australian team officially did not launch a complaint. Yeah. It was only the media that
entities off the field are creating much more ruckus than the entities on the field.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. I think, the right response would have been is that, okay, something like that has come up. Let it be looked at. Yeah. And so I think the match referee and they've had a word. And I think a valid point has been made there. And I think that there was nothing sinister in what Jadeja did, as the Indian team points out. Also, there was no visual of him actually rubbing anything to the ball.
Exactly.
But what Jadeja should have done, ideally...
Inform the umpire.
Yeah. So, when that ointment comes, just tell the umpire that, listen, I've got a sore finger. So, this is the ointment that I'm using. Yeah. And then put it in front, give the ball to the umpire. Put it in front of him.
That's what Michael Clarke has said.
Yeah. I think that's the right way. Especially... when, as I said, there is nothing sinister in the plan. There is, you're just using it, and which I don't think even the Australian team is complaining. So that would have been the right thing.
Jadeja might fall foul if ICC decides to conduct an independent this thing. Because even if there is no complaint, they can still investigate it.
Yeah.
Law 41.3.2.
Yeah, but they're not going to charge him for ball tampering because there is no ball tampering.
Exactly.
All they would do is basically just tell him that, that
exactly.
next time when you do,
just
you're
be
supposed
careful
to
about this.
Absolutely. So that is why 41.3.2 the playing condition states, because now you cannot even apply saliva or any kind of applicator.
Correct. Now the law says that
exactly.
sweat.
take the permission of the umpire, then the umpire will deem it, and he can be in that position to check whether the ball has been tampered with or anything. In this case, maybe Jadeja might have taken the permission. The camera might have not shown it. One side of the coin.
Yeah.
It's always easy, as we say, to take snippets.
Exactly. So that is why the foot soldiers who are off the field are trying to create controversy, because Border Gavaskar
Are they even foot soldiers? Foot soldiers are the ones that do the hard work. But the ones who are creating the controversy, are they even the foot soldiers?
They're not.
Nah,
they're
they
the
are.
behind the scenes.
They are the spectators.
They are the spectators. They are the people who want the circus to happen, and they'll just throw the money and have a good view of it. That's how it is.
But as I said, I like the approach of the Australian team. They themselves have not come out and said, "Oh, what is this that has happened?"
Exactly.
But maybe we'll know a little bit more today after the game is done, because they'll have a press conference, so we'll have an idea. But at the moment, it's storm in a teacup.
And remember, even with the pitch, they never really said anything. I know a lot of people made a big deal out of Pat Cummins saying a typical Indian pitch. But it is a typical Indian pitch. He was not being untoward.
Yeah.
It is a typical Indian pitch.
And I like that approach that they didn't complain actually.
They didn't complain.
Cummins said that, this is part of the challenge. This is what adds to the whole thing of
Correct.
playing in India. This is what makes winning here also special. So we'll take it as a challenge and then
See, the
go
real
on from
culture change in Australian cricket when it comes to leadership has actually come under Cummins' period, not
Correct.
under Tim Paine's period. Because Cummins is much more of a all-round leader.
Then Payne ever was.
Tough conditions, okay, fine, we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Like how they got it in Pakistan and Sri Lanka. Past Australian teams would have complained, not this Australian team. Because now they understand, like, look, if you have to be the number one team, you have to win in all conditions.
And he's a very dignified leader, I would say.
Very.
Not someone
Cummins,
who looks to. You never even see him sledging anyone. And he's the fastest of fast bowlers they have right now, with no Stark there. You'll not see him look to sledge, because the fact that he got tongued around doesn't help his matters.
And he is bowling at 130s.
130. Scott Boland here bowling 134, 135. And remember, they've got expert sledgers, but they don't cross the line. For example, Nathan Lyon, in the aftermath of the Sandpaper Gate scandal, one of the English fans, they were trolling, "What do you got in your pocket, mate? Is it sandpaper?" He said, "No, just the ashes."
That's good.
That's
a good
brilliance. So that is why they don't cross the line, unlike the Ponting era, where things would often, they would cross the line.
Oh, that's true, even for Clark era.
Pain was being
was
naughty.
indeed a pain.
Yeah, but
Payne,
Pant gave it off.
And the problem with Payne was he was running his mouth with nothing to back it up.
Exactly.
Neither was his leadership all that great, and his form with the bat less than the bat.
I'll never forget Pant is like, hey, have you seen, I was telling Mayank, I think.
Yes.
Mayank, you had a short name for Mayank. Mayank, have you ever seen a part-time captain? Yeah, we've got a part-time captain who's come to
Special
bat.
guest.
And he always, then he says, part-time captain, no pressure, he always runs away from situations.
Exactly.
So he's just come to run away.
That 2018-19 series was all-round
brilliant.
Rishabh Pant. That's the problem.
Brilliant. And that's what yesterday one of our subscribers pointed out. That they're missing. Of course, you'll miss Pant the batsman. You're missing Pant the keeper. Not just for keeping skill, because Bharat's doing a very good job.
Yes.
Just
His part-time commentary.
Yeah,
also.
commentary. That whole excitement was.
The Spider-Man, then that constant appealing to the point where Rohit is saying, "Chup rehna."
That's right. I mean,
He's a character behind this
he
stuff.
He is.
By
We
the
will
way,
miss him.
talking about Rohit's comments, he yesterday, when he day before, I think, or yesterday before the game started, or something, I think it was day before, he walked in to the press box in Nagpur, and from the press box you could see the pitch, and he saw Australians like looking, analyzing it, and this and that, and he walked in, and all the other journalists were all said, "Arey, pitch band karo yaar, cricket khelo." So at that time we were very nonchalant about the pitch,
Yes.
but you can't even say that was mind games, because he's playing like as if there's nothing.
There's no problems
Exactly.
with
So
it.
he's walking the talk.
With Rohit, what I love is that you know exactly how he's feeling at any given minute. Like yesterday when KL got out, like a lot of people cottoned onto it. When they're showing the replays, Rohit's like, this is exact reaction. And I'm like, he's all of us.
He is.
We were reacting the same way.
I know.
Yeah.
What I like about him is he's very down to earth. He's just like a regular guy. Did I tell you the story in Australia? I was at the airport during the World Cup, and then I saw somebody walking with that Indian tracksuit in the airport, and one guard or security guy walking. I saw him. He was walking towards me like because he was going. That's it. So I said, what are you doing here? Because there was nobody else. The team up, and I knew the team flight was earlier. And he says, "Oh, bachche ko bhook lagi thi na, so I had to go get some food."
Wow.
So kid food is very tough to
Yeah,
get.
it is.
So he was doing daddy duties.
Wow.
Captain of the Indian team doing daddy
at the
duties.
same time.
And I had to go buy. Like amazing, yeah.
A lot to like about Rohit Sharma
Yeah.
because
He's just the guy next door.
Yeah.
I interviewed him and then I was talking to him. No, it was not it was some chat and I was talking to him about football.
Okay.
Because he's also a big football fan. He's a Real Madrid fan.
I know, yeah.
Okay.
So
This
this
must be a
chatting-
Ronaldo fan then.
I don't know. I can't remember. Just chatting with him about football and how often does he get a chance to watch? He said, "Dekhta hu ye wo whatever." So he still watches with his Borivali friends. Like he's not that I am now a superstar. So I'll have only
Superstar
certain
friends.
affluent guys in my nothing. He still has those friends. In fact, yeah, that's what he meant. He has that
PlayStation.
no. Fantasy, football fantasy.
Oh, FPL. Yeah.
So
FPL,
that fantasy he plays with his friends, and there's a close circle. You can compete and you can see.
Yeah.
So with his old friends,
There's
even now he plays that fantasy.
a lot of football fans within this current team setup. Lots of them.
Yeah. Earlier also, Dhoni was one.
Dhoni was one. Currently, though, as I said, there's Rohit, there's
Virat.
Kuldeep,
UV
Virat.
UV is a
big
United-
Manchester United fan.
United fan.
Then you have Shreyas Iyer.
You know who are the two biggest United fans? I mean, the biggest, of course, is no doubt in terms of cricketers is Rohan Gavaskar. He's just a mad Man United fan, and even Ajit Agarkar.
Yes. Ajit.
He's a
What
big-
about Sunil sir?
Arsenal
He's
fan.
an Arsenal fan,
Oh, he's not. Oh,
Yeah.
bro will be very happy.
but he accepts that he's not a regular watcher. He just likes Arsenal, so once in a while, if he gets a
Okay.
chance, he watches. But he's not like, let's say, his son who will be like has to watch, will fly to watch certain games and this and that. Not as crazy as that. So yeah, to the big question, a lot of them asked, Virat Kohli, how good is he looking?
10th of each month, you remember? He scored centuries on the 10th of each of the month. His 72nd.
Yesterday, Austin Kuna was pointing
Yeah,
out that,
Austin
stat.
Kuna pointed out.
He
Yeah.
has this habit here.
10th December, he scored in Mirpur.
Okay.
Then 10th January, I think he
think
scored a
it-
ODI.
Yeah, it was Sri Lanka, I think.
Sri Lanka. Now 10th Feb. Incoming loading, maybe not. We'll have to check that. So
Okay.
that might happen. And see, what better way to break the rut than against Australia in the BGT? It may have probably been written. Probably. And he's looking in fine touch. Yeah, he got troubled by one ball from round the wicket, which it was a quicker delivery from Nathan Lyon.
And
Kept
this
low.
day-
But does he have enough time? I think 2 sessions will be enough.
Should be.
I think 2.5 sessions you should bat. If
No. You said at 10th he gets his 100. He has
oh
2
yes,
sessions.
yeah,
So
2
that's
sessions.
today, two
Because then it
sessions,
will become 11th.
Okay.
If he's still batting.
Yeah, 2 sessions. Yeah, more than enough. Post lunch tea. Yeah, if he should stay first at the crease. Then let's see.
But he's looking very good, by the
Yeah,
way.
he is.
It was a strange tactic from Australia, which I saw. They had a long on for him when he came out to bat. He's on 0. Okay, no matter who you are, every batsman will tell you that first run is important. You're nervous, and then one long on for him. But he also, being Virat, got 2 fours on the long off area.
Long off area, yes.
Brilliant shots, by the way. One of
Yeah,
them was
yeah,
like the
yeah.
shot of the morning.
He's looking incredibly good. And imagine Rohit and Virat getting centuries.
Wow.
What more can you want then?
Then that's it.
And that's why today the crowd is much more. As you had pointed
India
out.
batting.
I'm saying weekend. India batting and weekend start.
Weekend starting now, Friday
So
onwards.
tomorrow, day after, if India is batting tomorrow also.
You're using packed crowds still.
Packed crowds. And yeah, I mean, see, it's this partnership, this current situation, ideal best case scenario for India. It's theirs to botch it up spectacularly. It's theirs to botch it up. So that's why
नीचे
Australia
जाना
will
होगा
be...
comments में. We'll take a few questions before we wrap up.
Yep. Make or break session coming up, indeed.
Yes, so is.
Mostly make, I would say. Stokes or Cummins, best test captain? Manju.
Considering current this thing, you'd have to say Cummins.
Cummins.
Stokes is still in the nascent
Yeah,
stage.
just
of
started
his-
in June. I
Exactly.
suppose.
So right now, Cummins, I think one of the finest
Yeah, go up
captains.
a bit. I think this is where the comments are done. Okay. Sanket Joshi is saying get well soon, Nikhil. And
Thank
also
you, yeah.
loved the approach of the Indian batsman negating the spin by dancing down the wicket.
Yes.
Yes.
Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Chiteshwar Pujara.
Ash using his long strides.
Yeah. Actually, Ash, even though he doesn't use his feet, doesn't dance down, but he uses his long stride. Good
Long
point.
strides, yes.
And he dead bats it right there.
Exactly. He's a far better test player than...
People give him credit.
Exactly. Especially with the bat.
Yeah.
He's at 500s. And his 100 in Chennai turned that entire series around against England.
Correct.
That's why. The second test, not the first one. And you want to take that? The last one. How is Chelsea doing, Shane?
We win transfer markets. That's all we win.
Yeah, you lost to one...
We didn't lose to anyone recently.
No, but you 1-0 you lost, right? After a transfer.
That was Fulham. That was not after a transfer. It was after one transfer. That was Yao Felix on loan. Plays well for 60 minutes, then got himself sent off straight, right?
Wow.
Wonderful.
Straight, right. Brilliant.
That's our luck right now.
Yeah, Sridhar Savaikar saying Virat needs to play straight when playing off the back foot because the ball is staying low. He almost edged twice. Yes.
Ideally, I would say he should play less off the back foot, be a little more proactive.
But that is what Virat Kohli specialized. You see how that series in Sri Lanka, all the spinners, he was tackling it off the back foot.
And wasn't doing it. Yes, it was that can backfire.
It can, but I think playing on the front foot for him now is much more riskier than playing on the back foot. Because remember, if you loop it up, that gap, he doesn't play the sweep.
The gap. Yeah.
So just thoda sa upar jana, let me just read a few comments, because some of them come up with
Those we've taken.
What is Sridhar Savaikar saying?
That's what
We
we
just took that.
Acha,
Yeah,
just go down.
he needs to
go
play
down.
straight when playing on the back foot.
The same ones.
No, go down.
That's already been...
Down.
Pura nahi jo.
Aves is saying make or break session for India.
Yes, this is the session. Because if you get a lead by about 50 or 60 by the end of this session, then I guess...
What? Answer that one. That Gaurav Barwa is asking. Straight attacking with spin from both ends. Does it let go the control that Boland gave them?
To an extent, because with Boland bottling up one end, that's when Murphy was at his most dangerous.
Exactly. I think why can't they have that? Because see, if you don't want to overwork or overbowl, keep Murphy and Boland for 1 hour. This 1 hour is going to be decisive.
Yeah, I think this hour you need to be...
If you get 2 wickets, if you ideally get both Virat and Rohit out, then at least you're minimizing the collateral damage. And what worked? Not Cummins. It was Boland and
giving
Murphy.
control one end and
Exactly.
Murphy attacking on the other.
That's what also worked for him in the Ashes. Sydney Test, remember, flat as a pancake wicket. But what helped in that England game? 24 overs, he just conceded 22 runs. Scott Boland.
Yeah.
That's where you have to... In India, what worked for them in 2004? McGrath was bottling one end up. And that allowed Gillespie and the others to...
Take wickets.
Yes. You need one bottler at one end. And then the other...
So don't say bottler, that has a very different connotation.
Okay, one end to bottle up. One end to just dry the runs up. Sorry. Sorry.
No, that's
There's nothing, no
Yeah.
difference to anything. Drinking a bottler is someone who will mess up a big situation.
Yes.
You need the exact opposite here.
Yeah, you need the exact opposite here.
Okay, 1 second.
Awais is saying absence of Stark has affected Lions because no rough marks which Stark can make for Lion.
The left-hander.
The left-hander.
Yeah,
Yes.
good point.
Very valid point.
Very valid. Yes.
Rank the Fab Four according to their current form. Shai Manju wants us to know.
In all formats.
I think you are talking tests here, maybe.
Tests.
We'll answer that. Before that, Nasir Javed says he's joining us from Pakistan. He says, just love the way India uses their home conditions. I feel
Agree.
your pain,
I
Nasir.
do.
I
We all
agree with
do.
you too. India should do it because Pakistan does not.
They really don't.
They make roads.
They'll make roads which everyone can bat on, and then England
Yeah.
will come baseball,
Yeah.
600 runs in a
But
day.
you know, Nasir, I'll tell you what. For here, you need to give credit to the Indian captains and batsmen because most of them are in decision-making powers. Yet they put themselves under that test because eventually it's not about their runs. They want the team to win. I think that's priority, and I think that's the big difference. If that thought process comes in Pakistan as well, they should use because Pakistan had a history of producing some great spinners.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And they do have a good one right now also in
Yeah.
Abrar.
Yes.
Really like that fellow.
Yeah. And they had one prior, Yasir Shah.
I
Yes,
know he was
it was-
amazing.
Brilliant.
Loved him as a spinner.
Lionel Messi.
Yes. Lionel. Yes. But man fell way off the radar, unfortunately, Yasir Shah.
Yeah.
And before that, you had Danish Kaneria, a good leg spinner.
Yeah, underrated.
And, yeah, Sucklane, the genius that he was.
Anyway, rank your Fab 4 currently in test. Let's make it easy for everyone.
On current
Tough.
form. Tough.
Because Virat's not having a great time.
Yeah, so then it's not that tough. I think Smith,
Okay.
Smith, Root.
Root,
Yeah, I was going to.
Williamson, Kohli.
Yeah.
Williamson's having a better time than Kohli.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can't recall Test cricket, but his white ball form's not been great.
No, in test he's been better off.
Okay.
Better off. Again,
Like-
that's not saying much because Kohli in recent times has been averaging very
Never
well.
know. Kohli turns it around. 100
Yeah.
incoming loading. 10th. That
10th of every month, December, February, January.
month.
Let's hope that
Yeah.
it happens today. And India so far still in a good position. Rohit eyeing a century, 15 away. Kohli looking good. And
So far, yes.
let's hope.
Jay Brahmabat wants us to talk about Rohit's weight loss. We've spoken about it earlier in the program.
And his fitness was always top notch. I think, yeah, definitely today he was.
Yes, there were some unfortunate injuries that happened. See, COVID, unfortunately, that was.
Plus,
one
I
dampener.
am a bit old school. It doesn't matter to me whether someone has a belly or doesn't. Or it doesn't matter to me so long as that person gets me runs. My favorite batsmen were Ranatunga and
Aravinda, of course.
I love them. It didn't matter how they look.
I know.
That's it.
Ari was sublime.
David Boone, yeah.
Yeah,
Loved
dude.
him.
Zimam.
Inzi.
Inzi, class.
Absolutely.
And he would look nonchalant. He'd be hitting big sixes and.
Just to set the record straight, Rohit's nowhere in that category.
He's nowhere
the
near,
ones that
nowhere
we
near.
But I'm just for the purpose of
I know.
putting forth
Debate.
an argument. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Inzamam, he made batting look so
Very
easy.
effortless.
Yeah.
Very
So
effortless.
easy.
Very effortless.
Absolutely.
That's why
Of course, he
Inzi.
unfortunately had this, tendency
Run
of
out.
becoming, a comedy gold, not just run out. The blocking, that time where he tried to sweep Panesar and waiting the stumps. Poor guy. man.
But Pakistan's ultimate match winner.
Yeah.
Agreed.
One of the greatest.
I still remember this one quote from, I think, John Wright's book, where he once was, this is during the India series in Pakistan.
Oh, so just Shai Manju is here saying that he's actually not talking about the top four there. He's saying top four right now could be anybody.
Future. Gill, Harry, Brook,
Acha,
Marnus.
future.
For future? Yeah, I think, yes,
call.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Very good call.
With you.
But where is the fourth
Who's
guy?
the fourth then? Who would be the fourth?
Devon Conway.
Conway.
Conway would be the next call, yes.
Those
Yes.
are fab.
That's your next Fab 4.
Harry Brook, Manas
And all from the same
Labuschagne,
countries
Gill,
also.
and
But
Yeah.
Marnus in white ball, I have my doubts.
No.
nobody's talking about
Test.
test.
Huh.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're talking all format, then right now Harry Brook is someone who
Shubman.
looks, and Shubman.
Yeah.
They dominate. Shubman,
Conway also.
Oh,
Conway.
yes.
Yep.
Oof.
Shubman, Brook, Conway. That would be my Fab 3. The fourth one,
Yeah, maybe Marnus, but again, his
Babar.
white ball form. No. Babar is in the current
But
generation.
if it's test, then Manas will be much higher.
yeah, Marnus much higher. Marnus will be number
No,
one.
number one
Gill
test
will
batsman.
be number 2. Brook at 3. Yeah. Is there an injured player
Chalo.
not playing 11?
Praveen Akruti is asking your views on Sanjay's comment. So just to let you know what he's talking about, Sanjay Manjrekar, I think, spoke about when they showed the conversion rate of batsmen. And Murli Vijay was high, from 50s to 100. Murli
Yeah.
Vijay, and I think it was very innocuous that he said that he's a bit surprised that Murli Vijay is there. So Murli Vijay has tweeted out saying that some commentators from Mumbai are very unkind to people in this case.
What is it with Manjrekar and picking fights with CSK guys?
Yeah.
Jaddu.
The thing with Manjrekar is I don't think he means bad,
Yeah,
but
he
he's just brutally honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever he
Typical Mumbai
feels,
girl.
he'll say it.
It comes out very easily on the
Yeah.
surface.
So, I mean, there are times I agree with his comments. At times I don't agree, but I wouldn't ever be nasty because
I mean,
it's the
his
same
job.
as you and me.
Yeah, it's his job to be a commentator.
We give comments. You can agree, disagree, whatever. But
There's no need to be descending to name calling.
yeah. So
So Murphy is going to start.
So Murphy will start, huh?
Murphy will start. Short mid wicket, slip and short leg in place. So
And bowling to Virat.
Virat, Kohli. Let's see.
who's looking fabulous?
Fabulous. Yep. So we'll be back for.
See, but this is what really helps. The kind of base that he's got.
Exactly.
See the same thing if you had lost. That's why I go back to those innings that you saw initially.
Oh, strangled down.
Oh my God, he's been given.
Yeah, must have got a feather.
Off spin.
See, innocuous delivery.
It was on the outside
bad.
of leg.
Too bad deliveries.
You have jinxed him.
No, I didn't jinx.
Panaute.
मैं नहीं jinx किया.
ने बोला incoming loading.
अरे 10
बस गए, incoming loading.
Hey, but look at the ball. Look at the.
That was a horrible ball.
You shouldn't have gone anywhere close to it.
And Todd Murphy now 4-4.
4 on 4. No, that was a bad shot.
This is a
horrible dismissal.
biggest Christmas gift if ever there was.
Exactly.
Oh, my
man.
God,
I
come
remember
on.
getting out like this
Yes,
before.
yes,
also.
yes.
Oh, Carey actually almost fumbled it.
But what a take.
What a revival, though.
What a take.
Harry Potter is doing stuff.
Abrar also took 7 on 7 before he was denied. Oh man.
See,
I didn't jinx it.
Is there
I
a
didn't
twist
jinx
in
it.
the tail?
Suddenly now you will be having
Got your
jitters.
X Factor coming out now.
Sky, yes, Sky.
Surya.
But you never know, making his debut.
But Sky, by the way, himself also
Pressure.
gets troubled with spin. Huh?
No, I just wanted to know, does Sky ever feel pressure? I had not seen that guy with pressure.
May not, or maybe he may not show, but I can't believe there's nobody who.
There's nobody in the world who doesn't feel pressure.
Williamson.
Sachin, the great Sachin used
No,
to say
Williamson
that
himself would
every
have
time
pressure.
he went out to bat.
Yeah.
The great Sachin, who played like so many
Oh, yes.
match winning, that he'd have butterflies in his
Of
stomach.
course, always happens.
But I think Williamson, he's ice cool, man.
No, Williamson's
shows it.
Williamson's pressure shows when he's playing white ball cricket and it comes to time to up his strike rate. It shows.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh
then he's
yeah,
trying
no,
too hard.
his pressure will be like this. Oh.
Now
That's
he
it.
shows. Of
That's
course,
it.
pressure comes for everyone.
High pressure, if he wins the game, just this.
Sky.
That's it.
Okay, now I want to watch the test.
Yes, yes. Surya Kumar
Bye-bye.
Yadav, thank you. Bye bye.
See you.
Sorry
See
for
you at tea
jinxing
time.
if you think so. Bye.